Alright, this video is for all the folks who are having lots of ideas in their mind, lots of tasks around them, but they're just not able to take action. And we end up naming this term as procrastination in a very long term. But I don't think it is that. I think procrastination is actually tapping into something way more deeper. So I realized it after 4 to 5 years, and mind you, I used to be a person who had hundreds of ideas in his head, and I used to love planning, making timetables, and all the things that would help me anticipate that I'm going to be taking action. But when that time used to come, I would just not take it. I would procrastinate. I would just pause. Or if I had to write a content piece or I had to make a video, I would just go in front of the camera or in front of the pen and paper, and I was just not able to write. And I just sat there. I didn't know what to do. It felt like there was something wrong with me until I realized that the answer was very simple. In fact, it is just a single liner which I read on Rick Rubin's Creative Act. He says that the reason you're not able to take action is because you're not being true to yourself and your creation. Very simple line, you must have heard it in many places. But I bet this is true. And I bet this is true because at the stage of life where I'm in, the friction between my thought and being able to take action around that thought is practically zero. If I have to create a content piece and I know what it is, it won't take even 5 minutes for it to get posted. If I had to make a video, I would do it. And all of these things are coming because of two factors. And these are alongside what Rick Rubin has said, that you need to be true to your creation. The only way you can be true to your creation is, number one, by practicing imperfections, and number two, just giving yourself a good pause and just recalculating whether what you're doing right now is truly what you really want to do. Let's go ahead with the first one, right? Imperfections is the only way to take action. I remember I have been wanting to make YouTube videos for such a long time, but I could not do it because I would watch other creators being here and I was here. Assuming I was in stair number 0 and they were all on stair number 10, I would assume that my videos need to be at least at stair number 8. That would include B-rolls, editing, lighting, green screen, 100 other things, right? And because I could see the hurdle in front of me, I would just not feel like taking action. Only if I had allowed myself to just go ahead and be imperfect. Be imperfect for as long as possible. It's okay. Learn tinier things every single day. I started my YouTube channel last week. I made 3 videos. This is my 4th one, and only in my 3rd video I understood how camera angle needs to be set. Maybe in the next few videos I will understand how to make good thumbnails. But it does not matter. If you are accepting that you're going to be imperfect initially, just go ahead and do it. Imperfection is human. Why are we denying the fact that imperfection is something bad or we won't be received really well, right? So just go ahead and be imperfect, because imperfection is step number 1 of taking action. You need to be absolutely chaotic, but you need to do the part. That's number 1. And number 2 is recalculating everything. Even if you have decided that you are going to be imperfect, now the question is, you're going to be imperfect at what? And what is this thing through which You can be imperfect for a very, very, very long time, and you don't mind because you love the act. I can be imperfect at video creation for a long time. It's not because I like creating videos, but it's because I'm able to talk about this topic with all my heart. Previously, when I was, there were times when I was marketing about my startup on my own, and I hated that part. But what I really hated more than marketing, because marketing is, for me, marketing was basically talking about my product and talking deeply about it, talking about the impact. That is what marketing is on the surface level. Everything else, the funnel, XYZ, is built upon who you truly are. And if this surface is empty or partially full, it's going to trickle down and it's going to be visible in all the efforts that you do. In my case, because I stopped relating to my product, I just could not talk about it. And because I could not talk about it, I could not market. And hence the product did not sell well. And 100 other things that trickle down from that. Because you are not able to relate to it anymore. Same things happened later. It's not because I was bad at sales or marketing. The entire reason was I just didn't want to talk about it. And right now, what I'm doing, I can talk about it endlessly, which is about the act of going, removing your mental block and taking action, how to convert your action to creation, how to go from your creation to conversions. I'm able to talk about it because this entire journey is basically about being true to yourself. What we are doing right now in this world is we talk a lot about creation to conversion, but we are totally missing out on the basics of, to create something you need to be true to yourself. You cannot directly jump into creation. If you're telling yourself that, hey, UX design looks fancy, it has XYZ package. If I learn design, I will be able to learn this much, earn this much, right? And that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. But if over the time in your journey you realize that you are getting burnt out, this is not your calling, you're not able to talk about it, you're not able to create, and so many other things, that means there is something fundamentally wrong with your act of creation. And the only way you are able to find out what your creation needs to be, what you are meant to create in this universe, is by taking multiple steps back and asking yourself that, what are the things that make you happy? What kind of things excited you as a child? Literally tap into your inner child and just communicate. It's real, trust me. And you cannot force yourself to just act upon a certain thing. It's good for a few years. I won't say it's good, but it's all right for a few years because it helps you earn, it helps you get stability. That's all right. But over a long run, it's not going to make you happy. And there will be a time where you will get burnt out. And I've seen this happen with so many people. And the core reason is not because they are bad at marketing or sales or anything like that. The core reason is they are just not allowing themselves to be imperfect. And the second core reason is they are just not being real to what they could create. If you know what you want to create, what you want to talk about, all those things, imperfections will come automatically. That's a beautiful cycle. You will allow yourself to be imperfect because your your urge to create is going to be way greater than your fear of others, fear of judgment, fear of not being able to be perfect, etc. So your urge to create is going to be the highest, and the only way your urge can be the highest is when you are being true to yourself. I'll give you an example. I have been with a startup where I did not relate to the product well, and that translated into my marketing and sales. I got burnt out within 2 months. I have wanted to create a SaaS where it was related to something which I would myself not ever use. Was it a good business opportunity? 100%. Was the tech beautiful? 100%. But because this is not something I relate to, this is not something that I believe in, and this is not something I believe people should be using, I got burnt out very easily. I didn't want to take action towards it. And the answer was simple. I was not able to take action because I did not love the creation. And the only way to love the creation is to take multiple steps back. That's all. Right now, um, I'm under a massive creative umbrella where I'm allowing myself to make videos, go ahead and create some beautiful applications, learn about sound and physics. And it's beautiful. This is a great amalgamation of who I really am. And I'm not going to encompass them into a single niche or just make sure that I only talk about a single niche. That's not human. People want you to abide by an algorithm, abide by a topic, but just be human. To be human is to be imperfect. That's all. And as a human, there will be multiple creations that you might be doing. Creation does not just mean creating a video, creating an image. It's so much more. You could be creating an experience for people. You could be creating a book. You could be creating an experience of trekking. So many other things. Creation has a bigger umbrella, which I'm going to talk about in the next video. But the core is simple, that the only way you can take action is by literally knocking at the door of your inner child and saying that, hey, what do you want to create? What's making you happy? What can you talk about for such a long time? And because you can do that, you will allow yourself to be imperfect. Because you want your creation to propagate in this physical world. See you in the next video.